everybody. We are back again to close out
Yet another football season.
yet another season of NFL football. But the only thing we have to do now, we don't have any predictions.
We'll just
'Cause it's
cover
over.
the big game.
So we're just going to do a little recap of the Super Bowl here, maybe chat for a second about some things going on. But let's just jump right in. The Super
And
Bowl.
what we plan to do in the future.
Yeah, we had the Cincinnati Bengals versus
Face the Los Angeles Rams in LA.
In
because
LA.
it was chosen by that years ago. Years ago they chose
yeah, they chose it. And who
LA
knew
to
that-
be a who knew.
Yeah, who knew that it was going to end up being that? But hey, that's what we ended up with, and it was actually a pretty good game.
Yes.
Uh,
it beats last year's Super Bowl by a good mile, honestly,
Yeah.
because of the competitiveness.
This whole postseason was really, really good. It was a really competitive postseason. But the Rams,
Claim their second Lombardi trophy in franchise history.
their second in franchise history, it was a real competitive game. It was a little bit more defensive than what I thought.
Yeah, because
I
there
thought-
was more defensive plays made than I thought there were going to be.
I thought we would have more offense. Looking at the stats, though, Matthew Stafford was 26 of 40, 283 yards, 3 TDs, 2 picks. Joe Burrow was 22 of 33 for 263 yards and 1 TD. So, well, average-wise, Burrow was more accurate
than Stafford was.
than Stafford was. Stafford threw 2 picks. Burrow didn't throw any.
So the
Think
Rams
about-
had to rely on one thing and one thing alone to get them out of the ditch.
Defense.
The defensive line.
Rushing yards, Akers got 13 carries for only 21 yards. Mixon got 15 for 72. Tennessee outrushed.
What? Yeah, Cincinnati outrushed the Rams by a decent margin.
The top receiver, Cooper Kupp, got 8 receptions for 92 yards and 2 TDs.
Those were crucial.
T. Higgins got 4 receptions for 100 yards and 2 TDs. Their
Matched up.
best wide receiver was better
By just a few yards.
yards over the Rams wide receivers. So Cincinnati's offense outplayed the Rams offense.
But at the same time,
Cincinnati's defense did not outplay
the Rams,
Rams.
offense.
offense. The Rams just had the better defense, and that's
What won them the game.
That's what won the game. The defense just came up, and the Bengals couldn't make the plays they needed, and the Rams did make the plays they needed, and
That's because the Rams. I remember the Super Bowl recap, not the Super Bowl preview. I said the Rams were more experienced, and that
They
would be
are.
a key
yeah, that was probably more experienced coach, more experienced quarterback.
because Sean McVay's been here before.
Yeah, and Stafford's been in the league for
12 years.
12, 13 years now.
And 11 with the Detroit Lions.
How about a smack in the face for the Detroit Lions?
And no, Lions fans, you don't get to claim a Super Bowl title just because your old quarterback won one.
But your first year away from your old team and you win the Super Bowl?
That's a bad look for the Lions
That's a
organization.
bad look for the Lions, man. They had him for 13 or 12 years, 11 years, and couldn't get anything.
And then he goes
The
to the
Rams get him for 1 and win the Super Bowl?
Shows you the differences of good organizations can make.
It is, yeah. But I am honestly, I am happy for Stafford. I'm glad he finally got him a Super Bowl. I'm not a Rams fan. Never really been a Rams fan. I wasn't rooting for the Rams. I wasn't really rooting for either team. I probably like the Bengals as a franchise more than I like the Rams. But the Bengals are a young team, and Stafford had
Stafford's
been
getting
around
up-
for 11 years, so I was actually happy for Stafford to get the
Because,
Super Bowl.
like, if there was any year for the Rams, I couldn't emphasize how big this win was. Not just for Sean McVay, but for the Rams
Yeah.
team.
The Rams have some olding players, some
Aging
high
players.
salaries, yeah, some high salary players.
And they lost an offensive coordinator to the Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings take their offensive coordinator as the head coach. I don't think the Rams are going to be back here next year in the Super Bowl.
So-
you can go ahead and piss me out. The way too early predictions for next season, I don't think the Rams are going to be back.
They'll be a solid
Super Bowl.
playoff team.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'll reach this type of play.
No, there will be some. Of course, they are in the NFC. The NFC doesn't have a whole lot of.
Not a whole lot of elite
Tom
quarterback
Brady.
talent.
Tom Brady has retired now.
So
Aaron Rodgers can't win in the playoffs.
yeah,
The
yeah, I
Cowboys
think-
can't win postseason at all.
So I guess the door is open for you if you want
Yeah,
to try.
Kyler Murray and the Cardinals
Are
are
dysfunctional.
dysfunctional. So who's left in the NFC?
Probably the Rams. Out of all of those two.
The 49ers, they don't like their quarterback that took them to the playoffs.
And then they got
they're
the young
dysfunctional.
guy. They're a little dysfunctional too. So yeah,
I mean, who's going to win that?
The NFC needs a jolt of youth and talent.
The Vikings.
The
No, I don't know. I just don't trust Kirk Cousins.
You know, Kirk Cousins, the mediocre quarterback this whole career.
Do you like that? Do you like it? I just don't know if he's got what it takes to make it to a Super Bowl. If we're going to do some way too early pickings, I'm probably going to pick an AFC team
To win the championship because there's
next
more
year.
youth and energy in that conference.
Think about it. We were running through the NFC there, trying to think of some good teams. Well, in the AFC, we got the Bengals, who was just there. If they pick up some offensive linemen,
which is the key
in the draft and in the offseason, they're going to be
back in.
They'll be back. You can never count out Mahomes
and Kansas City.
And
They've experienced and they've been to multiple Super Bowls.
Josh Allen and the Bills has got better every single year. So if they take the next step, they could be in the Super Bowl next year. You've got Justin Herbert
and the Chargers.
And the Chargers, if they can take the next step, they could be there. If Mayfield comes back healthy and
the Browns mesh
and goes to his 2020 form, they could be back there.
And then you have Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson, you never know.
If he goes back to his MVP form, then he could.
There's really 6 or 7 teams out of the AFC that could be back. The Titans.
The Titans, they still got Derrick Henry.
They still got Derrick Henry, and that's all you need is Derrick Henry healthy.
But they need to fill in the quarterback issue that's popped up.
Which we don't know what could happen there, but like I said, the AFC's got 6, 7 teams that could be back in the Super Bowl this year. The NFC,
you only can pick like a small handful,
maybe 3 or 4, maybe at the most, and neither one of them are just superpowers.
Yeah, so looking forward,
I honestly think if the Chiefs or the Bills would have made the Super Bowl, they would have beat the Rams.
Yeah. If the Chiefs and the Bills would have both made the Super Bowl, I feel like the result would have changed.
I don't. I think Cincinnati is just young. I mean, it was Burrow's second year. They got into the Super Bowl. I think they just couldn't get together. I think that the Chiefs would have definitely won the game. I think, and I still think the Buffalo would have probably won it too.
So the main thing that kind of doomed Cincinnati in this game was their corners not being able to cover their wide receivers very well. Eli Apple got burnt like a piece of toast by Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp is Cooper Kupp. I mean, he's
you want to have a cup full of catches? Talk about over a 2,000-yard season.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Yeah, but he caught like 150 or 60 passes to do it.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I mean, 17 games. I mean, he was probably catching 10 passes a game.
Even if you doubled him, he would still get open for some reason.
Yeah, he'd somehow, some way get open.
The main problem, though, that we mentioned earlier with Cincinnati that they'll have to address to get back here again.
They need some offensive line. That offensive, I think if they would have had a good offensive line to give Burrow more time, they would have won. They would have won easily. They would have beat the crap out of everybody. They got talent.
They got a lot of talent up the butt.
Yeah, they got all the offensive talent that they'll need. If they can hold that core together, if they can hold
the offensive line,
Chase and Higgins and Mixon and Burrow,
lock them all up.
Yeah, lock them up and get some offensive linemen.
Yes, that's the primary.
Maybe some secondary help, some offensive linemen.
Offensive lineman is a number one priority because they got 7 sacks on Burrow.
Yeah, he had 16 sacks in 2 games.
Yeah. Yikes.
Yikes.
So yeah, that's the problem that you got to fix.
But again, congrats to Cincinnati
for getting to the Super Bowl in the first place.
Yeah, they've got a bright future.
They got a very bright future. All their best players are only like 23 and 24. You realize?
Yeah, which means they can just get better.
And Burrow's only 25, and he went to the Super Bowl on a banged up knee. Imagine if it was healthy.
And he actually sprained his MCL or something during the game and played through it. So, yeah.
So they keep him healthy. They build a solid offensive line there. I don't see. They might win a Super Bowl within the next 10 years.
Yeah, they need to get. I would probably pick up 3 offensive linemen in the draft. Just to
fix it up and make sure.
Fix it up. Maybe get a linebacker. Of cornerback, safety, anywhere in that range.
Yeah, and use your second picks on some defensive players.
And some defensive players, yeah. Get some offensive linemen, some defensive players. You don't need any more flash bash. You got all that you need.
You got all of that.
You got all that, yeah. And like I said, young and locked up under young contracts, so they're not going anywhere the next couple of years either.
Yeah, so they could compete for another if they fix the offensive line.
Yeah, I've got congratulations to the Rams, but I think the Rams' future is not as good as what the Bengals is.
Yeah, because
I think
the Rams have age on their roster.
I think the Rams bought the Super Bowl.
Basically, because they traded for a lot of pieces.
And it worked.
But
I don't think. But that was a short-term fix.
Yeah, Von Miller is a short-term
That was putting a Band-Aid on a cut-off arm.
Because you have no first-round picks.
Because you have no first-round picks for the next 2 years.
Yes. So
you mortgaged it, and it worked. Enjoy it. And you're not going to be back there for a while.
Because Von Miller literally was a rental.
Yeah, Von Miller was a rental.
And Odell probably is a rental.
Odell's a rental. He's getting older, too. And getting banged up in age. And your best player, probably the best player in football, said he might retire.
Possibly.
So
the Rams might not be back.
And Matthew Stafford's 35?
32 or 33.
I think he's 35.
Somewhere around the 30s.
See,
the Rams, the age factor is where we're talking about. Because they won the Super Bowl. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
That's a great feeling, and you should enjoy that.
Yes.
But also, just savor this.
Yes, because it's not coming back anytime soon, I don't think.
Just hold on to that ring as long as possible.
Who do you want to, let's just go, who do you want to put in the Super Bowl next year?
You've got so many choices out of the AFC.
Yeah. The AFC, gosh, yeah, there is so many in there. You know what, I'm gonna do a throwback.
A throwback?
To 1992, 1993. Cowboys and the Bills.
Cowboys and the Bills for the Super Bowl. That sounds like
Cowboys-Bills.
Cowboys-Bills. That sounds fun, doesn't
it? Yes, I just want my Cowboys to be back there. And who else is going to come out of the NFC now that Brady's gone and Aaron Rodgers can't win a game in this postseason?
Aaron Rodgers.
Honestly, Aaron Rodgers should be in the Super Bowl next year. If he's back with the Packers, I would still bet him to be into the Super Bowl.
Unless they fall apart.
But I don't know. They got a lot of bad contracts.
A lot of free agents.
A lot of free agents up there.
And they're way over the salary.
Way over the salary, yeah. So it's not looking good for Green Bay. But I'm still not going to bet against Aaron Rodgers. At least not in the regular season.
Not in the regular season. He's an MVP of the regular season.
He is the regular season MVP.
But in the postseason... No.
Whenever the 49ers special teams outscores your offense.
Why are we mentioning a game that long ago? Because
it means something for next year.
Something for next year.
It means something for next year. I said that's why I'm putting the Rams are going to not be quite as good next year. Aaron Rodgers can't win in the postseason. The 49ers are sort of dysfunctional. The Cardinals are very dysfunctional. The Vikings are up and down. They're
whenever
sporadic.
They get to the playoffs, they choke miserably.
The Washington Commanders they're not going to win anything.
Not with that name.
No, the Giants, they're not going to win anything either. Philadelphia might be a surprise next year.
Probably.
I do like me some Jalen Hurts. I think he's a good up and coming young quarterback. That might be the only one of the few up and coming young quarterbacks in the NFC. Kyler Murray and
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't think Detroit with Goff's not going to go to the Super Bowl next year.
I don't think that's going to even make the playoffs.
No, I don't.
Let alone the Super Bowl.
They might not make the NFL next year. They might get demoted down to the Canadian League or something. To the CFL, yeah.
They're that bad of a franchise that they could waste a Super Bowl quarterback's career for 11 years.
And turn him loose and he was, Super Bowl MVP. No, it was Cup was the MVP.
But he was a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yes. So, that's what I think. Why not Dallas?
Why not Dallas?
They can't win in the postseason either, but neither can anybody else there. And
neither can Aaron Rodgers.
And in the last few years, the Browns have been good. The Chiefs have been good. Cincinnati's been good. I mean, so why not Buffalo? Buffalo, honestly, I think probably had out-talented everybody this year. They
didn't mesh until the very last part.
Couldn't get they couldn't get past the Chiefs, which was one of the best games I've ever seen in my entire life. That Chiefs
Bills game.
Man, it was so good.
It was like a shootout.
I think if Buffalo would have won that game, then Buffalo would have won the Super Bowl. So I really think next year might be. So I'm going Cowboys. Buffalo.
Bills.
Who do you think?
Well, it's just a toss-up for me, honestly. When you really just look at all the teams, top to bottom, really, in terms of like talent, in terms of like depth at every position, like the wide receiver, the quarterback, and the defensive line, and it just depends on experience for me.
Yeah.
I might just go Kansas City out of the AFC because of Patrick Mahomes,
They probably got
Tyreek Hill, and
they have the best track record.
they have the best track record currently. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs coming out of the AFC yet again. And for the NFC, it's truly I don't freaking know.
I said I just like the Cowboys, and they're a decent team, so that's why I picked them.
If Aaron Rodgers returns to the Packers, I might pick Green Bay.
You've got to at least put the Packers first
If
until they lose in the playoffs.
if he comes back there.
If he goes back, what if Packers? I would like to see Aaron Rodgers go to the Titans.
There's been rumors about him
So
building a
much
Nashville
talent.
estate.
So much talent. What if he had A.J. Brown and Julio Jones to
To
throw
throw the ball
to,
to.
and had Derrick Henry and was it Hubbard? No, I forget their backup now, but they've got two good running backs. What if put him in that situation with Tennessee's pretty good defense?
You get a good playoff team every year, and possibly a Super Bowl.
I'm putting Tennessee in the if Aaron Rodgers goes to the Titans, I'm dropping the Bills and putting the Titans in the Super Bowl.
Tennessee's been waiting to get back there since '99.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess why not? You got
Why
enough
not?
talent
Yeah.
there.
But that's it.
I haven't announced my NFC representative.
Oh, who do you
outside
think?
of-
Well, you're like who knows? Who do you think?
Who knows, really? Because I stated if Aaron Rodgers comes back to Green Bay,
Yeah.
that means I would pick the Packers Chiefs. Now, if he left, there's a different story because the Green Bay would not be anywhere near contention.
No, they would drop back down to
Mediocre.
to Detroit. You know.
Detroit levels.
The,
Oh
the
my
Detroit
gosh.
level. The Vikings would win that
The
division.
And
We hadn't even talked about the Bears, but that's because they're not going to. I mean, no, everybody knows they're not going to win anything. So yeah, that's it. That's it. We've got some free agency coming up. We've got some drafts coming up. The draft isn't exciting this year because of there's the big name quarterbacks, but I love the draft. I love
just
watching the draft.
just watching teams fill their needs and laughing at other teams if they make a dumb mistake.
You mean like trading up to get Mitchell Trubisky? I still think you mortgaged the farm to get Mitchell Trubisky, and then 3 years later he's a backup at Buffalo. Flip.
Oh,
And
Chicago.
people get paid money to make those decisions. All right. Anyways, that is it for the 2021-2022 NFL season.
That's it.
We hope you had fun with us. We had a ball. So be sure to hit the like button down here. Hit the subscribe button.
Free agency is coming around.
Free agency is
the corner.
coming up. We might make a free agency. We might make a draft video coming up.
For the first round, possibly.
Possibly just to, if there's something crazy happens. If Aaron Rodgers goes to Tennessee, I'll make a video and talk about it. But we'll do it. We'll just wait and see. But like I said, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, share us with all your friends and stuff.
And possibly a March Madness video is coming up.
We may jump into a little college football also.
College basketball.
Yeah, college basketball. So be here. So be sure to look for that if it comes up. Other than that, we will see you later.
See ya later because there's no football games for a while.
It's going to be a while, yeah. Later.